Yeah, truly. Cooler and them flyers too. Jam. Cooler and them flyers.
What's good? What's good, everybody? A1 Forever Sports, and I'm not alone. I got a friend or two with me. It's Chris Tip Moore with my man's Smooth Smitty 10K, and we got down at the bottom Mr. Dixon Way himself, Larry. We got him in the
Oh,
building.
damn it
We
out
ready
to
to
the
talk.
intro. Let's go.
Oh yeah, man. You already know, man. The show that's cool and fly to A1 Forever Sports. But today it's the 95 North Sports Machine. And again, we have the Dixon Way joining us today. Going to be talking about some Atlanta Falcons, particularly this nice schedule we got here, man. You already know. But before we even get into that, want to start off the show with a little news. It's all about the release of Ogundeji, and honestly, guys, I don't see any surprise in this. Do you guys see any kind of surprise in this? This guy, outside linebacker, that was a fifth-round draft pick in 2021 for the Atlanta Falcons. His best season to me was probably like 2022 when he had 42 tackles and 2 sacks, but he sustained that foot injury in 2023 training camp, and it landed him on season injury reserve. So that was pretty much the end of that, and that was a wrap. What do you guys think about that? Is any surprises? Did you guys kind of see this coming already?
Oh yeah, no doubt about it, man. I've been saying it for the last 2 months. You go out and get 2 rookie edge rushers, then on top of that, you still have over Arnold Ebiketie, D'Angelo Malone, Lorenzo Carter. So where is he gonna fit in at? And I'm telling y'all now, I wouldn't be surprised if Lorenzo Carter or D'Angelo Malone with Dixon.
What say you, Larry?
Yeah, likewise, man. He just didn't have any room on the roster. That's not even counting Troy Anderson coming back in the linebackers court. So it's just linebacker room was just too crowded. We wish the young man health, and hopefully he finds his way back to the NFL. But yeah, it is what it is on that part.
Yeah, and I think Caden Ellis too. I think him and Troy Anderson are gonna play a little bit more outside this year, especially with them drafting JD Bertrand. Bertrand can come in and step in one of those guys in the middle while they shift to the outside. Because as I've said, man, you got to have that speed on the outside. They definitely have it.
Definitely
Troy
have
Anderson and Caden Ellis. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. There was no room for him, man. All this before the draft, we was talking about Ogundeji can possibly be cut. So this coming up, this definitely not a surprise. We have too much talent, young talent in that defensive line room. The linebackers, just like you guys were saying, it's too much room. And honestly, with a guy that's coming off of an injury that was a foot injury at that, something that you have to use, especially if being a pass rusher in the NFL, it's just too much liability. It's you have to cut ties now. Hopefully, he can find somebody who will take him on, a team who will take him on, and maybe give him a shot. Hopefully in 2024. But moving forward, man. Anyway, man, how you guys feeling though, man? How you guys feeling about just overall, just the vibe of the Atlanta Falcons right now, man? Before we even get into this,
go ahead, Larry.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys for allowing me to be on your platform. As always,
no problem,
make sure you guys hit the like button for this great content. Hashtag Rise Up Content Creators.
Yes, sir.
I feel real good about the off season, man. This has been one of the more exciting off seasons in a while, to be honest. When you really think about it,
Right.
We got Kirk O'Chains, who's being very professional about it. All the weapons that we have on this team seem like they're super enthusiastic about having Kirk O'Chains here, so they can really showcase their skills. I've always been in the camp feeling like Drake is a number one, in my opinion. I mean, I just look at what he had to deal with and the production that he got. And he didn't even start, you know what I'm saying? Like, they really wasn't going to him like that in his rookie season. So for me, I think, everyone, this offense is going to really shine, And don't be surprised, just like Smitty would say, don't be surprised if old Kirk O'Chains be most improved and in the MVP race.
I like it.
Yeah, and I definitely think that's gonna happen, man. With the weapons that he have, and one of my followers, man, actually put it in the comments of one of my latest videos. I don't know where he been, but I've been mentioning this for a while.
Mhm.
You talk about Kurt before that injury last year, man. 2,300 yards, 18 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 291 yards a game average. So I mean, he's definitely going to be in the comeback player of the year MVP race, I think. And
Yeah,
trust
he's
me,
pretty durable.
and as I said earlier in my Micah perfect situation video, I think it gives Micah Penix time to grow. And this is what we need to have a solidified spot at quarterback for the next 5 to 6 years, and probably longer if he signs the extension. But I think we solidified the quarterback position, put the strength at where we needed it from the last 2-3 years after Matt Ryan left, and I think, well, we might be in for a ride, and I'm waiting on it because when I look at their schedule, I feel very positive about it.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I definitely feel positive as well. Before Cousins even got hurt, man, Cousins, he was like the last time he got injured or last time he even missed a game was back in 2009 when he was in college. So you got to take that into account too. The man was being durable, and it's just unfortunate he had this setback. But if you look in practice in this and these early training camp practices or OTAs, whatever you want to call them, at the same time he looking good though. Like as far as his movement, as far as planting his feet, he looks pretty good. So I mean, I feel like by week 1, he should be like good to go, especially how fast he's going. Let me say, who is this at the door, man? Who is this at the Dizzo?
What's going
What
on?
it do, man? 4 quarters. What it do?
Yes,
I ain't
sir.
seen you in God knows how long. You've been.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Hey, I've been
Yeah.
around, just low key.
Hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with that by moving in a little silence, man. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We were just talking about how we feeling about this off season, and just before we get into the main topic, we just got off Ogundeji and him being released. If you have some thoughts about that, any surprises about that for you?
I mean, I think he was gonna get cut anyway, but I thought they
Right.
would at least probably gave him a chance to compete in the preseason. But I guess they kind of want to get that $3 million and use it somewhere else, maybe a cornerback. So
Hey, man, too much talent out here too.
yeah, off season wise, I mean, I like everything they did. I mean, I don't have no complaints. I think they tried to address edge, but I mean, once they got Kirk, they kind of had to change the plan a little bit. So I don't have a problem with the draft pick that they did. At first I was a little puzzled by the first pick, but once you have time to sit down and like analyze things, I pretty much I can see where they coming with it. So as long as it work out in 2 years, then or whenever he get on the field, then I don't care.
It's 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, guys, little tidbit.
Okay.
Kirk Cousins, in the limited time he played with 18 touchdowns, equal the Atlanta Falcons touchdown total last year in its entirety.
Mhm.
So yeah, guys, when guys want to say, "Oh, he's never did this, he never did that," what is he gonna do to bring to this team? Just think about that, guys. We were games away from winning this division. You know what I'm saying? One blown game here, one blown game there. Throwing cookies on the goal line, fumble the ball on the goal line. You know what I'm saying? He's giving up all kinds of turnovers. And trust me, Kirk O'Chain is going to make a big difference on this team, guys. Just let that rattle around in your brain. Him being hurt for half the season was more touchdowns than we threw for the entire season, guys.
Yeah.
We gonna be all
And
right.
like I was saying too, since last season that Matt Ryan was here and he was a Falcon, man, we have had 37 interceptions, 35 fumbles, 22 of them going the other way. It's just, come on, man. We had to get a quarterback. We went from worst quarterback room to possibly the best quarterback room. I think the best quarterback room. But hey, man, it's nothing wrong with doubling and tripling up on the position because quarterback, left tackle, and edge rusher. Those are some of the most important positions on the field.
Right. And like I said, as I saw Jordan Love last year, we caught him at the right time early in the season when he
We
was still
did.
settling into the offense.
We
The
did.
second half of the season, he was probably the top 3 quarterback in the league. Ended up 32 touchdown passes. He learned that sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for 2 years. So
Right.
it's never all bad. It's all about learning the scheme, just putting everything together. And Jordan Love did that, and I expect him to get better this year because
Right.
they added more weapons. So we'll see.
And Kirk Cousins himself didn't even start as a full-time starter until he was 27. So it was
Right.
just like when people talking about age and everything, I mean, I understand you want to see the product, but sometimes you got to be patient, got to get better as a quarterback and become a student, become a sponge, something that Michael Penix has indicated that he is, and the coaching staff so far has said he's been a sponge. He wants to learn, wants to understand exactly what's going on. So when it is his time, he don't have to worry about no training wheels. He ready to go out there and get to it.
Yes, sir.
Boom.
Yeah, indeed, man. Man, let's get to it though, man. And shout out to the chat, man. Who we got in the chat real quick, man? Also, how you doing, Miss Carey? Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Hey, my boy John Brooks down there. What it do? What it
JB
do?
in the building.
What, sir?
You go check him out on YouTube, man. Under John Brooks doing his thing, man.
Always doing this thing. And the thing about I like about John too, man, he's not afraid to share other people's things, man. We're all trying to help each other and get out there. So I really do like that quality about John, man. Shout out to you. I'm subscribed. We're all subscribed. You should be too. Also, we got Antoine Wartime TV in here saying, "What's up, Falcon family?" So far, man. So yeah, man, y'all come on in, man. We in here talking some Falcons topics, man. We got to get into it, man. We talking prime time. So we got 4 prime time games, man. 4 of them guys. Can you believe it? The Atlanta Falcons. We as I've seen on Twitter, Lady E, how she said, man, Falcons off punishment. So that's what's
Yeah,
up.
you got to look at it that way.
Hey, really? You got to. You ain't got no choice but to look at it no other way but that way. But we got 4 primetime games, y'all. We talking about starting off week 2 at Philly. Hostile environment always. You got week 3 versus Kansas City on the home turf. And then you also got another home turf, week 5 against Tampa. And then, of course, we going out there to the Vegas Lights, Las Vegas, week 15 at 8:30. I want to know, guys, in y'all's humble opinion, how many of these primetime games did the Atlanta Falcons win? Anybody? It don't even matter who go first. It don't even matter of fact, we're gonna let 4 quarters go first just because.
Yeah, 4 quarters, you go first.
Let's get his opinion. I know he possibly has to run out too, so I definitely want to get his thoughts as well before he do that.
I'm gonna just start off at 2. Since it's 4, I'm gonna they go 2 and 2. I think the Raiders game should be winnable, especially later in the season. You should hit stride by the time you go down there. And the Tampa Bay game, you really got to win that game because you're coming out a tough stretch the first 3 games. And if you want to win the division, you got to go through Tampa Bay probably. So, yeah, the Philly game going to be tough. And the Chiefs game going to be super duper tough. But just don't get, just go out there and compete. That's all I ask for, Of course, a win would be nice, but you really want to test yourself against the best teams. Those 2 are the best right there. So you really can get a measurement of how you're looking against those 2 teams right there. So I'm going to say 2 and 2 for the season on primetime games.
I'm going to one-up you on that. I'm going to go 3 and 1. And the reason why I say 3 and 1, I just feel like either Eagles or Kansas City, we going to win either one of those games. I don't know which one. But if I had to bet on it, it would probably be the Chiefs. And one reason why I say that, if we have a pass rush that is improved, and now we have coverage linebackers, I think going to give Travis Kelce a hard time. As long as you don't put Richie Grant on Travis Kelce, we'll be fine.
But, come on now.
I think if the linebackers can play like I know they can play, I think if we slow down Travis Kelce, put pressure on Patrick Mahomes, I think that's a win in the home stadium because we're going to have home field advantage sometimes. For the Falcons, that works. Philadelphia, I've already penciled that in for a loss. Don't be mad at me, but I just think Philadelphia is a tough place to play. And Las Vegas, that's a hit and miss. It's late in the season, and I feel like we'll have momentum at that point. So the only game that really scares me right now is Philadelphia in week 2. So I go 3 and 1.
Okay, Larry, what you got for me?
I'm kind of on the sentiments with Smitty until he said Richie Grant, and then I was like, I'm gonna go 2-2. See, I was there at 3-1 because
Until he
normally
mentioned the name, people. He can't even mention
if
the
you're
name
gonna
of Richie
get,
Grant. It just lost.
I blame Smitty. If you're gonna get Kansas City, you got to get them early, kind of like the Lions last season.
Right.
Right.
But again, if we're envisioning ourselves to be a Lions this season to surprise everyone, you know what I'm saying? That team in the playoffs that nobody really looked at throughout the whole season, they just snuck up on you and bit you, then that's what the Falcons are looking to be. So, in my opinion, I was leaning more towards 3-1 in that, but the thought of Richard Grant isolated on Travis Kelsey is like, oh my God. So I'm saying 2-2.
Understandable. Definitely understandable, man. I'm gonna. Oh man, very compelling cases. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna slide on that 3-1. I'm gonna go on that 3-1. I'm gonna say the only game that I feel like we may lose may be that Philly game. It's just for the same reasons. It's tough to play in Philly. It's kind of early in the season. Think we may be still getting some mechanics together. So it's a possibility, on the road, Philly may, some be able to make a play or two that maybe we weren't able to make, or, somewhere in that area. I don't think we're going to get blown out or anything like that. I think it's going to be a close game. I just think maybe like at the end, maybe a loss by a field goal or something like that. I don't think it's even
Right.
going to be anything too crazy, to be honest, because looking at this schedule, like totally, I mean, I feel like we should be in every game, but but that's the only game I really can see it. Kansas City, they're the champs, yes, but I believe if we, as fans and as the culture down here, if we can bring enough to the stadium, I think we can will them to a win because it's going to be tough. It's still Mahomes, it's still Kelsey. They got a Xavier Worthy down there now. I don't know what's going to happen with Rice, but they still have a few weapons that they can still, come at us with. And then on defense, they still their best corner is McDuffie, and of course they on the other side they had to replace my man. What's my man name? Come on now, because
They still got Chris Jones.
You talking about Rick?
Yeah, Chris Jones, but now I'm talking about the
They
corner.
got the Darius Sneed.
Darius Sneed, Sneed.
Okay.
So they don't have him over there anymore.
Okay.
A possibility, man. I want to see Kyle Pitts be the tight end and the talk of the town in that game. I would love to see that because Travis Kelsey, you already know he's going to get the publicity. Who knows? You never know. Taylor Swift may even come to the A. Who knows?
Shit.
But at the end of the day,
Sure.
I want this to be about the Atlanta Falcons. And I feel like the Kansas City Chiefs, we possibly could catch them early. And if we can catch them early, that'll be great. And also, I want to see how we, measure up against them. Seriously. Tampa, I believe we can take care of business here at home Thursday night. Yeah. And late in the season, I believe we will have momentum enough to go out in Las Vegas and go ahead and take care of business out there too, man. Not really too afraid of really no quarterback except for Mahomes. Jalen Hurts, he's versatile, but I still got to see if he can have a bounce back season. Hopefully we can see us get some chinks in the armor, and hopefully we can go 4-0. But the most I'm gonna do is 3-1. I'm gonna do 3-1, being the only team.
Yeah, that Philly team is going to be well balanced. They got Saquon Barkley now.
Yeah, man.
Alone, so it don't just have to be Jalen. I mean, Hurts doing a touch, but they can actually
They still got those two, that monster on the outside.
He'd be wide open. So it's going to be a dynamic, man. We're going to have to worry about. So yeah, that's going to be a hard game, especially the second game of the season. But
yeah, AJ Brown, he's still out there.
Fontaine Smith.
Yeah,
They still got weapons.
They got plenty of weapons, man. Then of course, they just had a good draft too, man. When they got like two of the best corners, the best two of the best DBs in the draft this year.
Yeah,
that we possibly have to deal
I
with.
Just knew Cooper Jones was gonna be a Falcon. That still pissed me off.
Hey man, a roll, bro. A roll.
Nobody mock draft matched up with what our Falcons did, but we hope that, you know what I'm saying, they got a plan together, and I trust their plan. So
Facts.
no roll.
Actual factual. And heck yeah, let me see. Well, who's in the chat now, man? Shout out to Jay Black, man. The NFL trying to make sure we have a rough start. To be a media fiddler is Fotler.
Potter.
Oh,
yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Oh yeah, and please
can
hit
see
man, hit that like and subscribe button, man, for each and every one of us, man. We got the Dixon Way up here. We got 4 Quarter Sportscast up here. You already know that guy over there, Smitty 10K, and and of course A1 Forever Sports, man. On here talking some Falcons, man. And we want to, if anybody else has anything else on this, which I think we're cool and clear to move on.
Jay
We're gonna
Black
talk
had a question in the chat before we go
Jay
on.
Black had a question in the chat. Let me go back to Black. Bizak. Pull it back up on here on the screen. Oh, panel members. Panel members, give your opinion on what side of the ball will bring us through the 4-game gauntlet. I believe it will be offense through the run game.
I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna say it has to be the defense. If we can put up enough points, the defense got to hold somebody, especially against teams like Philadelphia and Kansas City who can put up points. You can keep them out the end zone and hold them to field goal. That gives you a better chance to win. With the Raiders that late in the season, defense. Like I said, that part of defense, injuries have occurred. People getting tired, and by the time we get to Las Vegas, defense has to hold up, keep people out the end zone. So I think it's have to be the defense, man.
Indeed,
Definitely think that defense. Definitely think the defense.
You say the defense too, Larry?
Yeah, definitely the defense, man. I need Nate Lanham to be flying around like his hair is on fire. I don't need to see no screens with Saquon going, you know what I'm saying, to the house. I need us, hopefully Grady and the defensive line is there, stopping that to push, applying pressure to Jalen Hurts. So he is prone to make a mistake if you apply pressure to him. So, and I need AJ to be his best because he's going up against the best wide receiver in the league. Like
we got some wide receivers we're going up against.
I mean, the whole cornerback and the secondary. Yeah, they got to do their thing. But I feel confident about our offense. It's the defense that's really going to turn the tables on this game. If our defense can get them in a couple of 3 and outs and give it to our offense, I feel real good on the road. That'll be the best thing. They get the ball first, we stop them and go down. We set the tone. You know, if we set the tone, let the whole NFL know we here to play.
Indeed. What you got, JC?
I feel like it based off last year. If I'm looking at the team, I mean, honestly, the offense didn't pull no weight last year, so I think the defense will take a slight step back this year, but I think the offense should theoretically take a couple steps forward, so it'll kind of balance itself out. I think you'll probably be an offensive favorite team, in my opinion. Just looking at the quarterback, you got a good upgrade there. You still got 3 first-round picks that really haven't been utilized. So, and then to beat teams like the Chiefs, you got to put up points. Like you're not gonna hold them to 20 points. If you do, you probably gonna win, but you got to put up points to beat them. The Eagles, you can kind of get into an ugly game with them, but I don't know how this Falcons team is really built right now to say what's their style. Because really, fights are made by the style. And are we going to be a shootout type of team? Are we going to be like a 20-point type of game team? Like, then that's when for the Raiders, that don't matter. Like, we should beat them, offense or defense. Tampa Bay is a division game, so it's going to be close regardless. It's a short week for both teams, so it's really probably going to be about health come week 5 or whenever that game is. So, Eagles are kind of a gritty, ugly game type of team, and then the Chiefs are kind of a shootout type of team. So it's going to be a bit of both complementary, but I think the offense kind of need to pull their weight for us to get through the gauntlet.
Indeed. And hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm kind of going offense too, and they need to remain on schedule getting us through this gauntlet. I mean, by week 15, I expect us to be a well-oiled machine. But we're just talking about these first couple of games. Those first 3 primetime, almost back-to-back, might as well say primetime games. The offense are going to be getting things together, and they need to be on schedule. They need to be able to move the ball at will, whether it's through the run game, whether it's through the passing game. I think it needs to be a balance of both. You definitely got to move the ball down the field. You can't get stuck behind the chains. You can't have unnecessary penalties that's going to backtrack you, and put you in 3rd and long and situations like that. You got to be on schedule so we can go ahead and keep their offense off the field. The more we keep the other team's offense off the field, that will help the defense. That's something that we really couldn't do last year because we was too busy giving the ball to the opposing defense so their offense can get back on the field. So if we can limit that a ton, I believe that will help the defense, especially in the long run by the time we get to Las Vegas, because we seen last year we ran out of gas, y'all. Toward the end of the last year, we just simply ran out of gas.
And that was lack of points. Because lack of points.
Yep. Lack of
time
points
possession.
And lack of quarterback play.
Yep.
So,
and we all know 3rd down, you got to get off the field. And against these high-powered teams, that's going to be key. Because we talk about Philadelphia, who goes for it on 4th down a lot. That tush push, that just lets you know,
they like to do it.
Get off the field.
But are they really going to be able to do that without Jason Kelsey? That's the big thing. Because he's
that's a good point.
going to go down as one of the best centers of all time. So
right.
Let's see how that happens. Like maybe that's not as effective with Big Grady and Big Jesse in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be great.
y'all ain't got him no more. So we'll see. I'm real interested to see how we stack up against that line.
Oh yes,
we all know how that is when we lost Alex Mack, so we know.
Heck yeah, we know all about it. We still looking for it. Technically,
I feel like one last thing about the prime time, because he said they trying to make us have a rough start. If we beat the Chiefs or whoever we beat, it's not going to be about us. It's going to be about them regardless.
True.
It feels good to have prime time games to be talked about. You singled off. You got Sunday night, you're the only team playing. You got Monday night, you're the only team playing. It feels good to know what we're going to be talked about. But national media attention, if we playing the Chiefs, it's probably going to be like 90-10. Like we might have 10%, and if we lose, it's gonna be they took Penix. They could have had a pass rusher. That's gonna be the talk of the season because I feel like we're kind of the team that the media like to pick on anyway. Anything we do gonna get scrutinized for some reason. It's not like we're just a good team historically. I don't know why people like to bully us so bad, but
that's a great point because as I said the other night. If we win those games, we're gonna know exactly where we stand
right
against these top tier teams. And from that point on, I think we can only get better. So really it's just a matchup for us to know exactly where we are. So we can keep building on this team the right way. If we win these games convincingly, you know what? Let's add a little bit more to this offense.
Yeah, that's true.
If we win these games, let's add a little bit more to the defense. Let's bring a little bit more pressure. So we'll know exactly where we at when this first quarter of the season is over with.
Yeah. And to add to JC's point as well, you already know they just waiting on us to fail. Anything that we do wrong, if it's not blowouts in these primetime games, with of course us doing the blowing out, it's gonna be bad, man. They're gonna be trying to critique and criticize any little thing we did. Oh, what was they thinking about on 3rd down then? And then going to that 90-10 point, any little small thing that the opposing team does to us is going to be amplified. And then, anything that we do is going to be minimized. So that's something else that we have to worry about as well. Like you say, man, it's just always been that way for us. They don't like Atlanta, period, to have anything positive going on. But it's crazy because our city is on fire when it comes to the media, whether it's good or bad right now. So we're the talk of the town regardless.
And how can they use the pass rush, passing on the pass rush? We really didn't. We just didn't take the one that you wanted. So we still got pass rush because we upgraded the defensive line with the 3 players that we got. So just because we didn't get the player that y'all wanted us to get in Dallas Turner and Jared Verse and those guys, Still got solid guys. So I mean, they really can't use that excuse.
Right. Indeed. Shout out to Douglas in the building. Shout out to my man Michael in the building. Dre James. Johnny R. What's happening? Thank God it's Friday. Can't even
No doubt about it.
Can't even deny about that, man. Real quick, let's move into our next segment, and then I'm gonna get to this next question. All right. Toughest non-prime time games, y'all. We're gonna talk about the prime time. I'm about to bring up our schedule here. We're gonna talk about it here. Y'all excuse me, my country accent came out a little bit. Let's see here. Boom. Okay. Bring this down real quick. Don't want to hide my man JC down there. Okay, y'all. And there's where we at. We got our preseason games. Hey, real quick, man. Let's talk about these quick little preseason games, man. Because we already know they're going to ride the Michael Penix wave all the way through summer. And coming up to preseason, like, who would you rather see more of? I mean, of course, it's kind of the easy question to ask. Of course, you want to see some Penix, but at the same time, you may want to see Cousins. So, but for me, I would just go ahead and just get it out the way. I would want to see Kirk Cousins for a couple of series in each game, except for possibly the final game, which is at Mercedes-Benz Stadium against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That particular game, I would like to see Michael Penix the entire game. But I want to see Kirk Cousins just to kind of get him into some rhythm, get him out there in front of some live action. It don't have to be long. It can be a series or two, get him even more comfortable with the offense. That's going to be run by Zach Robinson. And then in Jacksonville, in the front of the home crowd, whoever decides to go to the preseason game, give him some Michael Penix. What do you guys think? Starting with, we're going to start with JC and then go around.
Y'all don't want to see Heineke? I was just playing.
No.
No.
If this man trying to curse.
I don't know how much Kirk will play in the preseason. Based off what coach has been saying, what he's been saying, I think he's gonna be ready come week 1. But with him being a veteran, I don't know how many snaps he needs, especially coming off that injury. Now he is in a new system, and we did see, last year the big hype or the big talk around not playing the starters in the preseason. But I don't know how much he'll play. Probably maybe a possession here and there. I think you let the rookie get in there because he's theoretically not going to play for 2 seasons. So let him get some live game reps, and that's what the fans want to see anyway. I mean, we want to see Kirk in the regular season, but put Penix in the preseason. If you want people to watch preseason, put the rookie in there.
Mm-hmm. What you got, Blair?
Oh yeah, sorry about that. I was muted.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think same thing, man. I think Kirk Cousins comes in. Second game play. New team, new teammates.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see no 9 snaps. I know that much. There better not be no 9 snaps. I know that much. There better not be no 9 snaps. But I would say second game, let them play the whole first quarter, depending on what type of drive it is. If it's a long drive by the Falcons, and then it's a long drive and they eat up the clock, okay, then the whole first quarter. If we come out struggling a little bit, and we go 3 and out, and then they have a long drive, then let him have another go at it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, with him coming off a Achilles injury, I'm not over, using him in the preseason. We know what he is. His health is more important than going out there in 90-something degree end of the summer weather in Miami, you know what I'm saying, or out there in Baltimore. No, it just, we know what Kirk Cousins is. Give him a couple of reps, 1 or 2 possessions, 2 possessions at least, but definitely a quarter worth of possessions. And
Yeah.
yeah, Michael Penix definitely need to play the entire third game. I don't need to see Taylor Heineke, any of those other dudes, unless they're trying to figure out if they actually want to carry three quarterbacks. Then let those guys that's trying to fight for the third position, let them fight it out. Whoever's going to be on the practice squad or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
Penix, especially being in Atlanta, everybody's going to want to go to see that. You know what I'm saying? I already
That's
seen
why I
it.
say that.
As Bam said, I ain't selling my tickets this year. I'm going to that game. So yeah,
Yeah. Even the preseason is gonna be lit up.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
for real.
saying. You let them play.
But I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I think Tyler Heineke gonna be cut June 1st, so it don't even matter. I'm honest. I'm gonna be honest, man. I want to see what this pass rush can do, and I talked about it a little bit earlier. I want to see how they're changing speed of the game. Speed gonna be much faster, stronger. So if this pass rush can get through preseason healthy, and learn some things, I think that's what's gonna drive this team. So we know what we got at quarterback. I think this also goes for Zach Robinson with those quarterbacks. But I would love to see what Jimmy Lake has done the first three preseason games going into the season. See how much he's soaked up from Raheem Morris and Jerry Gray and those guys. So I think the pass rush is what I want to see in preseason and how they're acclimating to the new level.
Indeed. I agree. Couldn't agree more on that, Smitty. Couldn't agree more on that. That's a great point that you bring up about the defense, getting them acclimated. Letting them see how they can get out the NFL pro style, saying quarterback scheme, everything. So, yeah, I can definitely see that, and that's going to be key. I definitely feel like it's going to be a lot of guys fighting for a job because we got a lot of talent, y'all, and that's a good problem to have. Something that we hadn't had in a while. So it's going to be guys fighting for jobs. It's going to be guys out there flying around trying to make plays for the Atlanta Falcons, man, and it's great thing to do. On this here schedule though, y'all. I'm just saying, like 9 primetime games. What's gonna be tough, man? We got some games on here, man.
So you want to
Go ahead
know,
there.
you wanted to know like what's going to be the hardest game outside
Yeah,
of the
like just in your opinion.
primetime games?
Yeah,
Okay.
9 primetime because we just went over the primetime. So
Okay, I got you.
games that are non-primetime now. Which game or games do you feel like is going to be the toughest?
Non-prime time. I'm
I'm gonna go.
thinking.
I'm
No,
gonna go
I'm
to
sorry.
Chargers. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
you
to
go.
Chargers, and when I look
Mm.
at what they have, and I know Harbaugh is
Oh,
coming
it's
back
on
from college.
CBS.
Oh, that's already bad news. But I think it's gonna be the Chargers, man. I'm looking at Justin Herbert. I think Quentin Johnson turns the corner this year. They got that big, massive left tackle in Joe Alt. I think that offense is gonna be driven, man. And we all know Jim Harbaugh. He teaches being physical. Can we handle that at that point of the season? We don't know. But Chargers, I think by far gonna be the hardest game outside of the primetime game.
Yeah. Well, what you got, Larry? What you thinking? I know you was already
Uh,
thinking about something.
yeah, I was thinking about that, man. I really think it's the Cowboys at home because when you really look at it, coming into that game after having a hard, like go back up with the schedule. Once you like, okay, so we come with the schedule right, and we look at the
November
Cowboys, and that's a
3rd.
pivotal. Yeah, that's a pivotal part. We play Tampa Bay, then the Cowboys, and then the Saints. So when you really
Yeah.
look at that, it's like
And go to the
that
Broncos. Just
exactly.
saying.
So, but it's like NFC. Like we got a lot of NFC games in a row, so that could be like tiebreakers and stuff like that. We got to beat the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Uh, we we feel like we're gonna win this division. We know that, but every divisional, what I'm saying, like in a conference
Yeah,
win matters.
the
If we're
conference
tied with
record.
someone else, then maybe
Right.
we get a higher seed. You know, and
Yeah.
that could be from 3 wins to get to the Super Bowl to 2 wins to get to the Super Bowl. So we got to think about stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
think the Cowboys game here, Cowboys win at home, propel yourself for the second half of the season. That's how I'm looking at it.
Indeed. What about you, JC? What you got on here, man? Do I need to go back up, go down? What do I need to do?
You can go down a little bit to like the end of the schedule, but I kind of already got a game in mind. I just want to check before I really agree with what Larry said. Really, the Cowboys game, I think, because they are regular season warriors. Like they gonna come with it during the regular season. I think they going at least 10 or 12 wins every season. So it's between that game and the Steelers game to me, because the Steelers always a well team. And then as soon as Arthur Smith saw that game, he got the whole summer to get his game plan together.
Oh yeah.
See Cordell Patterson at quarterback, Micah Pruitt at punter. Like, we don't know what we about to see. So yeah, and then the division games always tough, but it's nobody in our division that's just overly like oh my God, we got to play them. But I think that Cowboys game, that's the one for me, because that defense, even though Dan Quinn's gone now, so it might be a little different, but I think that's the game that's the toughest between that and the Steelers game. Those are the ones for me.
Yeah, I agree with that. JC kind of stole my thunder on that Steelers point, but I couldn't agree more. To set the tone of the season, man, you have to come in. You already know what you're facing. Kirk Cousins, regardless of whether he wants to hear it or not, he already gonna have to understand. This is a situation to where you got to set the tone. The Falcons organization, Raheem Morris, he has to set the tone, and we have to just make sure that we don't allow this Steelers offense to come in here and put up points against us. Like, that's all that he wants to do. All Arthur Smith wants to do is show everybody my system does work. I just didn't have the player or the quarterback, whatever the case may be. That's all it's going to be. So we cannot lose this, because people are going to be looking like, well, was it really Arthur Smith? Well, all this, I don't even want.
It was Arthur Smith.
It was. It definitely was. But you already know we cannot lose this game at all.
Yeah, true. Very true.
So I agree with that. Steelers just being able to set the tone for the season.
And looking at the back end of the schedule, after the Denver Broncos, we're going into our bye week.
Right.
And that's another reason why I chose the Chargers, our hardest game, coming out the bye week.
I got you.
You look at those last 6 games, it's only one division game. And I think the Chargers are really the only team that were over 500 last year.
And we on the road 3 times.
Yeah, but you can sustain them road games if you go in there, at the right point, if you streaking. Like I said earlier, if you hit that back end of the schedule hard, we'll know exactly where we at by the time we get to Las Vegas. Those last 6 games gonna be pivotal. And to be honest, I don't even see us losing one of those games. That's why the Chargers game is the toughest. Coming out of bye, and it's gonna start the back end of the schedule.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think you're gonna have to really trend your way through the season until you get to the bye week. I think the hardest part of the schedule is into the bye. Really, once you get there, if you're sitting at 500, you got to go 5-1 for this final stretch.
Right.
I give you one loss, but I mean, you really should go 6-0, no worse than 4-2. I mean, like the Chargers and the maybe the Vikings, and then at the Raiders. But I don't know, because we struggle with Washington for some reason. So
that's outside.
Yeah,
the dead of winter, so that could be a factor.
And remember too,
Chris, can you go? Can you go up a little bit, Chris? Can you go up on the schedule again?
Go up a little bit, Chris.
Go up. All right. So Tampa Bay, we got a Thursday night game. So that could be like a mini bye, also.
Right.
Especially heading into Carolina, going on the road.
10-day stretch. Yeah.
We got
Carolina ain't nowhere from Atlanta.
We got 2 bye weeks this season, guys. So that's definitely a thing to consider, because I've seen a lot of people on Twitter like, man, why is that bye so late? But I'm just like,
about that time last year.
And I wanted and figured we would have around a week 11, week 12 bye. But I mean that Thursday night game, Larry, you make a good point, because we gotta utilize that, and we gotta make sure that we're healthy and we're resting guys, because to JC's point, after that Tampa Bay game, we're going into a nice little stretch to where we got a couple division games. Well, shoot, we got more than a couple division games. We got a few division games in there. Then you also have that NFC against matchup against the Seahawks. The next thing you know, you still have to go to Mile High in a different climate against the Broncos, regardless.
And we
of
beat the
course,
brakes out of them last time we were there.
we
So
did, we did.
that don't really scare me.
We just talking about just as far as just the stretch there. That's a nice little stretch as far as I
But
don't feel like we should lose.
I make another quick point too, though. That Carolina game could be dangerous, and the reason why I say that, it could come down to the last 2 to 3 games.
Oh, you talking about at home?
Do y'all remember when Carolina was 15-0 and they came to Atlanta, and they could have been undefeated that year, and we
beat them.
knocked them out. Knocked them out of being perfect. They could do the same thing to us. Keep us out of the playoffs, because we all know division games. They could go either way, because you know each other, you're familiar with each other, and they said, man, let's play spoil at this point in the season. Even though they might get the number 1 pick, knocking us out the playoffs could make their season. So Carolina game is going to be very dangerous.
Yeah, having back-to-back home. Division game is crazy. Like, we got the Saints, so we play the Saints, and then we go to Tampa Bay on Thursday. So that's going to be a short week, So we don't have a bye week after that, but we got to play division rivals back-to-back weeks. The Saints and then Tampa Bay. So that's going to be tough also. But we got a divisional, like, I guess the whole month right there. At the end of September, October, we're gonna play the majority of our division
opponents. The only good thing is we're at home for most of these things, except for the one we got to go to Carolina in the beginning, and then of course we get the Saints. We get the Saints in Tampa Bay out of the way very quickly, and then after that, just like Smitty's point on the back end. Yeah, we only got 1 divisional and 2 NFC games, and then, like I was saying, we're on the road for 3 of those games. But by that time, I believe we're going to be in a nice little stretch. I also want to swing back around and say, Smitty, I agree with you too, as far as coming off of that bye with that Chargers. And I had posted actually my prediction as well, and I believe that game is going to be tough. And I did give us an L in that particular game. Being on the road. Right here in that stretch, let me go back up a little bit. Right there in that stretch with Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay, coming home for Dallas, going to New Orleans, and then going up to Denver. I just think that's
probably the toughest stretch.
Yes, that's a tough stretch right there, just because of traveling. Now, even though the Falcons have the 5th fewest traveling miles this season, they have the 5th fewest, traveling miles this season. It still is a nice little stretch right in there, man.
Yeah, it is.
And that's going to be key right there to make sure that we come out of that stretch, that 4-game stretch, at least 3-1. It's going to be tough, especially going into the bye.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about.
That Chargers game coming out of the bye going to be crucial.
Yeah. It is.
So that middle of the section of the season, I'm guessing everybody thinking like the middle of the season is going to tell us who we are, basically. Show us who we are.
Right, man. Let me see. I think I had. Let me see if I can get back to it. I had a question. I just wanted to make sure I kept my word and got the question in. From Mr. Wartime. Says, what do y'all think about our cornerbacks versus teams that we have to play on our schedule?
I gotta trust it because AJ and Clark Phillips, they play physical. You bring in Antonio Hampton, who's also a physical corner. But I think the key to it all, to hold it together, gonna be Jesse Bates, just like it was last year. If he helps both of those corners on the backside, I think we'll be fine. I know AJ Brown probably one of the top receivers in the league. Then you have Devontae Smith, who can fly down the field. This is where Jesse Bates comes into play. If they're going to go vertical, you got to have that help over the top. So, I'm fine with it because, like I said, Clark Phillips came in, played 11 games last year, show he belongs here. We all talk about 5'9", but trust me, he can hold his own.
Holmes got some size on him too, man. Y'all seen he's looking good.
Yeah, he done added some weight.
He's physical, man. He's already been physical, and he know he's short in stature, so he's gonna make up for it in technique and in strength. and I'm here for it all the way. As far as just our corners, just tear I believe we have to trust it as well. We definitely have to trust it, and we have to make sure that we're scheming correctly. Jesse Bates got to be that center fielder. AJ Terrell got to go back to that 2021 season, man. He got to get more physical too, man. He can't just be afraid. I know you kind of get afraid to touch the offensive player a little bit, but you kind of got to beat him up a little bit and go back to that old style. And Raheem Morris, I believe he's going to coach him up. Jared Gray, he's going to coach him up because Raheem, he liked that AJ Terrell. He liked that AJ Terrell that was handsy, that was physical and everything, and he wants him to go back to that. So I can see him and Clark, doing their thing, and just the rest of the DBs just collectively coming together to be able to hold off on this assault. Because we got some wide receivers we playing. Just some of these teams that we're seeing right here on the list. We got Devontae Adams, we got Justin Jefferson, we got Mike Evans, we got DK Metcalf, we got Chris Olave, who's a rising star. We got CD Lamb. Just all that in the list you're seeing right there. And we're still gonna have to go see what's the man named Neighbors in the Giants.
Malik Neighbors, yeah,
down there at the bottom. So we got some wide receivers that we're going to have to go against, and we're going to have to trust the process and trust and believe that being together as a unit, some of these guys can be able to hold everything down and hold the fort, man.
And again, this is where the pass rush comes into play. If the pass rush is up to where we need it to be, it takes a lot of pressure off that secondary.
Indeed. They got to play off each other. Anybody else have anything on this topic right here?
I was going to that's all I was going to say, that more so the secondary is going to depend on if we can get healthy pass rush. The games where we got interceptions, we put pressure on the defense. Now, mind you, most of our sacks were covered sacks, so I feel good about it. And it was a revolving door over there on the second cornerback position last year anyway, and we was a dang on good secondary. So while, we do have some daunting quarterbacks and wide receiver cores we're going to play against, I feel good about that with our coaching staff scheming it up. And with healthy, Grady and defensive line and these young bucks being applied correctly, I think our secondary will be okay, but it all depends on the pressure. No, I don't care how good you are as a corner or a secondary. It goes hand in hand, to be honest, So coach it up, and hopefully these guys that's on our defensive line take a jump, and let's go.
What about you, JC? You got something for me?
Then I'm probably have to peel.
Oh, no problem, man. No problem.
I'm straight with the corners we got. I wouldn't mind another addition, but I feel like AJ, well, just the defense as a whole, like it's not just the corners going against the wide receivers. We should have pretty good coverage linebackers if Troy Anderson can come back and be what we think he is. And even if Landman got to go in there, he is a thumper, but he's not just a liability in coverage, I believe. Caden Ellis he can do it all. And then the other guy they just drafted too, if he got to get in there, JD, he pretty decent too. So we got good coverage linebackers. So the middle should be straight. Jesse Bates is a good robber across the middle as well. He also can play the deep third, whatever you need him to play deep. So secondary should be all right. It's going to be the line at the end of the day, though. If we can get pressure, like you don't want a great secondary to have to cover for long, regardless of how good they are. You still want to have pressure on the quarterback. The list of wide receivers you name is impressive, but I mean, who don't have a number one receiver in the league at this point? So you're going to play somebody every. So iron sharpens iron. AJ is going against Drake in practice. Darnell Mooney, Kyle Pitts, so it's not like he's just not practicing against anybody.
Facts.
I think with AJ, he has to kind of start playing more free, and what I mean by that is he has to kind of trust his ability. I think he can match any wide receiver in the league pretty much phase for phase, but sometimes he gets kind of grabbed, like he grabs onto him.
Kind of grabby.
Yeah, he's not trusting his speed. He's smooth in and out his breaks for a bigger corner. He's physical. He know he's gonna come down and hit. He almost is physical to a fault sometimes, as we've seen getting hurt. But coverage wise, I think he's gonna get back to being sticky this year. I I don't think he's ever going to be a high pick type of corner like Trayvon Diggs because most teams don't throw at him when he's on top of his game. Clark Phillips, I like him. He's a bit undersized, but I mean, his coverage is there. Like you said, he's physical. D. Alford is nice in the slot. I don't really know why we benched him last year for Mike Hughes, and the coaching staff seems to like Mike Hughes. So,
that was a Jerry Gray move.
Yeah, definitely.
Mike Hughes, I think he better suited off on the outside if you're going to put him in there.
Right.
If they want to bring somebody in, though, like I said, I'm not opposed, but I think this coaching staff is kind of looking at it like we didn't drafted a lot of guys in the second, third round. We can't just keep adding on. So they're going to give them every shot to show what they are. Like Clark Phillips, we drafted him pretty high last year. So we're not just going to be like, oh, we're not going to put him in. No, Richie Grant, as many of us don't like him, he is a second-round pick. So they're going to give him every chance to see, like, can you get it together? This is last shot, though, to me. But –
oh, my bad, man. My bad.
He really shouldn't even been.
Sometimes I wear it on my face and I can't help it.
I know. But I think they made additions to the defense. Whether it be free agency or the draft. So, like even with the pass rush, you got Ebiketie, you got D'Angelo Malone, who might be better suited for this system, and then you got Zach Harrison from last year. Like you got young bodies that you can throw out there. It's just not the name recognition that most fans know, but they've been slowly sprinkling in resources. So it's just about putting them out there, and, like you say, coaching them up.
Yeah,
got to coach them up. Definitely got to coach them up, man. We'll definitely appreciate you for coming through, JC, man, giving us your intellect and insight. You know what I'm saying? Definitely going to have to bring you on more often, man. Stop being a stranger, man. Stop being in the cut all the time, man. Folk got to see you sometime, dog.
We're gonna try to get back on. I be coaching baseball now.
Yeah,
I'm a new father now, so I'm trying to just get on when I can get on. But yeah, I definitely be tuned in no matter what, though. So I appreciate y'all for letting me come on.
That boy JC coaching that future Brave, coaching the future Braves.
Try not to choke them out.
Hey man, hey, I understand that too.
You can't say that on live air.
Yeah, I hope none of the parents care. My bad, I was just playing. It was just a joke.
Yeah, man. Let them know where they can find you at, though, JC, before you get up out here.
Y'all can follow us on Instagram at 4 Quarters Sportscast, and that's the same as the YouTube, and then the Twitter or the X, whatever they call it, is 4Q Sportscast. I'll drop it down in the description or the comments. Definitely stay tuned. We'll be on with Smitty A1 to talk some Hawks. Definitely got to get on and talk some Hawks with you. And, I'm down to collab with anybody else who talk Falcons and you just sports and period. So we down to get on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you again, man. Gonna definitely be in touch in a minute, brother. Yes, sir.
No doubt, JC. Ramillion Sports, thank you for coming through, man. I always love, man. Rams fan. We don't discriminate.
Oh, not at all.
For supporting us, man. We appreciate it.
Indeed. Well, slide into the next segment real quick. Boom. True or false? By week 13, the Atlanta Falcons will know that they will be in the playoffs. True or false?
True.
For y'all too, chat. Whoever's in the chat,
true.
We got over 100 people watching right now. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe for the Dixon Way, Smitty 10K, and of course A1 Forever. This is for y'all too, man. True or false? True or false?
Definitely true. Because by that time in the season, either you're going to have a good enough record to make it or a bad enough record to be picking in the top 10 again. Just that simple. So, I'm just saying, it's true is what it's going to be.
All right, I agree, true. Let's go. We know.
Jerry Gray, that's why he's still on the roster. He one of Jerry Gray guys.
Yeah.
That's might not make it to the reason. He might not make it through the preseason though, because I think D. Alford and Clark Phillips gonna push him on the street. So we'll see.
Well,
I think they're gonna be Clark Phillips to win cornerback too.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Shout out to you real quick. Just wanted to make sure we was able to pull you up real quick. Shout out to you, man. Hey, like you said, no discrimination. Thank you for tuning in always. Let me see what we got in the chat as well before I'm gonna say true as well. I'm definitely saying true. It's no false in that. Week by week 13, we will be firmly, I believe, in the playoffs. by the Chargers game, we will already be forming the playoffs. We're gonna be one of the top teams in the conference, NFC conference. I'm not I don't have any kind of negative feelings or negative thoughts about that at all. I'm going true, and just like my boy Mark Chaney, true. You did. For real. What else we got? We got another true. What else we got in here? ATL should win the South. So, I mean, true. I'm going to take that as a true. We got another true. And, of course, in the 2 Chain voice from the boy DJ Demetrius Jeffrey, shout out to you. True. And, of course, it's always got to be one. It's always got to be one. Big Low Country Sports says false. What in the world, Bo?
There you go with that bullshit.
What in the world, Bo? Come on, man. Where's
you gotta tell us why it's false. You gotta tell us why it's false.
Why is false? Why is false? Why is it false? Goodness, you always gotta have that one. I know, right, Jermaine?
Only Big Low.
Only Low. I don't know. Blinken Stitch might have came in here like that too, though. I don't want to. Yeah. I don't even want to discredit her. She may come in here and be like, "Oh,
she's gonna get the boot."
Yep. Oh yeah, better be lucky I ain't got it right now. Everybody trying to figure what in the world, Bo.
Exactly.
He may have to come up here and explain himself. I don't know, man. I don't know. God, dog. I say true. The panel says true. Most of the fans say true. I gotta get. I don't know. Lo, if you can't come up here, I need a video sometime today or some kind of explanation tonight, something to where you're explaining your stance, sir.
Exactly.
You got to stand on this one now. For me, that man said false. Said by week 13 it's too early. We can't drink the Kool-Aid too early.
That's only 4 games, though, Lo.
That's only 4 games left.
I'm saying
we don't know where we at.
By week 13, man, I'm just saying, okay, week 13, well, that's the Chargers. That's the Chargers game. So we're talking after that week 13 game, we only gonna have about 4 or 5 games left. Yeah, like 4 games left. So come on, man. What we got down here? We got Uncle Steve. Shout out to Uncle Steve, man. Make sure you subscribe to our favorite uncle in the whole wide wizard, Uncle Steve's Lounge, man. You already know he's on Mondays and most Fridays with the Monday Minutia and also with the Friday brunch.
Friday brunch.
Yeah, I want to make sure I get that right. Don't want to give nobody no name, Don't want to give anybody, want to call it what it is. And what he said, Low is worse than for real. He fronting. No, not Gary, no. That one right there for my man, for my uncle.
Oh boy, y'all out of control.
We got Mark Chaney says, I think we'll have a hold on the division by week
13.
Yeah,
I hope so.
I agree with that,
man.
I got faith.
With all those early games in the division, we only have one game down the stretch, and that's the last game of the year, which I think would be dangerous.
Right. Next, we got, what will Coach Raheem Morris do different his second time around head coaching, guys? I really want to. This is an interesting topic right here. So I'm gonna start with a video on this one.
I think, to be honest, he will. I think he learned a lot since he left. He was a coach on the coaching staff when we lost that Super Bowl, and he won the Super Bowl with the Rams a couple years ago. So he's been on both sides of the fence. So, like he said in his very first press conference, he's gonna take all of that what he learned in the last 6 years, whether it's here in Atlanta, whether it's in LA. He's gonna put it all together, and he's gonna build a team that way. You already see it with how he's building the defense and how he's built the coaching staff. And he's gonna make sure that they succeed with the quarterback position because they brought in 15, 16 quarterback coaches. So, like I said, he's gonna be putting his all into this team, and he's learned a lot. Trust me, since he left, and playing under Sean McVay, and being able to coach with Zach Robinson and Jimmy Lake, he's putting familiarity around him, and that's what I love to see. Wow. Put people around you that you're comfortable with, somebody you know is gonna stick by you and good times, bad times, all that good stuff. So yeah, trust me, he's learned a lot, and I think he's going to put it all into this team.
Right. I agree, man. We already know Raheem, and you can find many interviews where he's saying when he first got the coaching gig, he kind of was smelling himself a little bit. He was a young head coach, thought he knew it all, thought he had it all figured out, and he just went right into it. You know what I'm saying? Went right into it, just figuring that, hey, man, this is going to be pretty simple, especially having previous success, being a coordinator or being an assistant and everything. So now being older, having a Super Bowl ring under his belt, understanding what it takes to really win in this league overall, I believe it's going to be,
Facts.
yeah, man, it's going to be better this go around. Like you said, have all these different coaches bringing in different minds. Like he even said, you meet different people on your journey, and then you put people on your list. You take some people off, and that's exactly what he's done. And he's brought in the staff that he feels like that will catapult the Atlanta Falcons to the promised land, to getting that Lombardi trophy, something that we desperately need down here. And I believe that our coach would do just about anything to get us that ring. I believe he's invested into the city. He's not from here, but he's invested into the city. And that's something that you want from your head coach. If y'all been watching, I know y'all have, because y'all Falcon fans. So I know y'all been watching the clips that we've been getting from the practices. Totally different energy, y'all. Totally different vibe.
And you got to think about when he was in Tampa Bay
there.
too. When he was in Tampa too, how it just fell apart all of a sudden. Like I said, his first year with Josh Freeman looked like he was going to be the second coming of Warren Moon, but quickly fell off the map. And on top of that, he had a staff in Tampa Bay that he couldn't trust because one of his assistant coaches went up to the front office to snitch on him, and we all know who that is. I ain't got to call no names, but that's why he didn't last when he did. But you got to get people around you that trust you, and that's something that he learned in Tampa. So, like I said, he's gonna put all of what he learned from 32 years old all the way up to now. So it works.
Shots fired.
Yeah. Also, I can't remember.
Well, y'all,
I can't remember what interview it was, but I saw Coach last night do an interview. He said he would give us some digits.
Yeah.
I don't know how many, but I give up a couple fingers to try to bring the Super Bowl here to him.
Right.
I'm saying that man is 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And Coach we trust. Let's just hope, that everything goes according to plan. And we're in for a magical season, guys. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
I'm looking no less than no wins. For me,
man,
personally.
11-6 is my record.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I said 12. I really wanted to go 13-4, but I went 12-5. I know sometimes we can be homers as Falcon fans, but it's just this schedule, bro. No schedule is easy in the NFL. Like, I just don't believe that. I believe in any given Sunday. I really do. And honestly,
what I said
man,
about that Carolina game.
Yeah, man, I really do believe in any given Sunday, despite what's on paper and everything too. I'm not afraid of anybody. That's what I'm looking to say. I'm really not afraid of anybody on this schedule at all, especially with the pieces that we added and the possibilities that we have of it all coming together. No one puts fear in my heart at all on this schedule. The only one that gets close to it is the champs, and I still believe we can hang with them. So we're going to see what happens with that, man. This has been a great show so far. Falcon fans, please like and subscribe to Dixon Way, Smitty Sports Machine, and A1 Forever. And before we get up out of here, we got one more question. Since Ogundeji has been released, we have 89 players on the staff, on the roster. Is there anyone else that you guys would like to add to the Atlanta Falcons roster?
I know the popular answer might be Justin Simmons, but
I'm him. I'm him.
I'm gonna go back to what I said yesterday. I'm gonna go Marcus Golden, veteran edge rusher. that I think can come in, and I just said it. I think he can take Lorenzo Carter's spot, and you can get him cheaper than Lorenzo Carter because it made 1.3 last year. Still ended up with 4 sacks as a rotational piece in Pittsburgh. Talk about a guy with 51 sacks. He's been in the league since 2015, so that's another veteran presence you can have for these young guys. So that would be my pick. I'm with you, John. 15-2. That's hard
Hey,
though.
hey, for real. I mean, yeah, John. If you go back to the beginning, man, if you just started over, we gonna have some interesting conversations, some great topics we gonna have, man. Make sure you catch us from the begin. Catch us from the begin.
Yep.
Said at least 10 wins, at least 10 wins. Yeah, man. For me, man, who I want to add, you already don't said it. It's Justin Simmons, man. It's Justin freaking Simmons. I believe the Calais Campbell era is over in Atlanta. I believe we have too many pieces that we have that we want to see, that we want to produce. I believe that we still who do have veteran leadership in Grady Jarrett, David Amanyata, Jesse Bates. We still have those guys, and we still have another quarterback in Kirk Cousins, who's another vocal leader in the locker room. So, with that being said, I understand Richie Grant is in the final year of his rookie deal. I understand this is his prove-it season, but he's proved enough for me. I'm saying you go out here and get Justin Simmons and go ahead and get the best tandem at safety. We deserve the best. Go ahead and try to make some moves. Maybe you have to extend Grady a little bit. You never know. I mean, some people may not be optimistic to that just because of the moves we've made. But regardless, we need to make some moves and try to see if we can see what his asking price, if we haven't already reached out to him, and try to see how we can make him an Atlanta Falcon. Since 2016, no one has more interceptions than Justin Simmons, as he has 30. 30 of them guys. I would love to have him paired back there with Jesse Bates, who would just be playing more free because he knows he definitely has somebody next to him that can definitely hold the fort. By the time that we do play the Broncos, Simmons will be 31. That's not old for a safety. That's not old for a safety in the NFL. And he can still produce. Simmons, Bates, come on now. It'll also take the pressure off of those guys like Clark Phillips and some of those guys who've been journeyman like Mike Hughes and everything. It'll make it easier for everybody. You can have the best safety tandem in the NFL. You just got to make some moves and make possibly some difficult decisions to make it happen. But it can definitely happen. And by the way, you already know. Yeah, high yellow bond. I mean, Smith. Which 2 games do you see us losing this year? The first 2, and that's it. That's the first. Well, excuse me, the first home. What the first away game, and what in the second home game. This man said high yellow bond.
I'm gonna say Philadelphia and Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh boy, I don't know why he be catching me off guard with this stuff. Low, I'm gonna start banning you. Where's Blinken Stitch? We need somebody. We need a moderator.
But he's a mod.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, he a mod. You can't block him.
I thought it was a chain of command or something, bro. I ain't know. My bad.
I'm with Chris, man. Let's get JS out here and have the best secondary or the best, safeties in the league. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's enough said. I mean, if you wanna make one unit, who was your best unit last year? You want to solidify one unit that being elite? Go get JS and let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't care what you.
I think that also makes up for losing Daniel Hunter too. We couldn't get that edge rusher that we needed. We had to draft one and bring in some. So now you go get the safety to make up for that. Because Bates and Simmons on that back end, like I said, that helps those young corners. And I think that actually helps the pass rush as well. Because they can't go vertical and they have to keep everything in front of them. That makes it tough for any team.
Yeah. That definitely makes us the best secondary in the league, in my opinion. Go make it happen. Make it so.
Yeah, man. I would love to see it, man. I don't know what his asking price is. I really don't, but he's still out there.
It got to be high, man. Because
That's
I
the
Yeah,
think
biggest thing.
if it was low enough, I think they would have made the move already.
Yeah,
right. But then we're gonna have to see, man. As closer and closer we get, maybe prices start to change. Maybe teams start to get a little antsy. We'll have to see, but I just see it, man. Bates and Simmons back there, you just can't miss with that. With AJ Terrell, Clark Phillips, this young core that we're having, that we're building right now at the defensive line, y'all. I just want to better my chances. That's all I'm looking for, man. I'm just looking to better my chances. And if we can make it happen, if we can move some things around and possibly make that happen, I think as far as like the chances of making the NFC title game and beyond goes up. It definitely goes up. And you start to even feel less afraid if anyone's afraid of anybody on the schedule. You start to feel less afraid about that because you got that tandem back there that's just gonna be like, all right, throw the ball, throw it, go ahead. It's time for us to start being the bullies. We always get bullied. It's time for us to start being the bullies starting this season, y'all. We gonna set the tone. Let's keep the tone setting. We got Michael Penix. We got some defensive line help. Let's start being the bullies. Let's start packing out this stadium, you know what I'm saying, as much as we possibly can. Cause I know I heard some crazy stuff about some of them prices, y'all. So I don't know about that, Atlanta Falcons, but at the same time, man, let's try to get to this stadium and pack it out and, make it a hostile environment for other teams to come in. Stop making these teams feel like they on vacation. These fan bases feel like they on vacation with all this nice treatment that they be getting down in here. We got to start making it a hostile environment. We have the capability. We have the love. I understand we just want winners. Let's go ahead and just get down here, represent this team, represent these Dirty Birds. I'm definitely going to be at a couple games this season myself. So I just want the support, and I'm sure they do as well. Let's go ahead and make it a hostile environment and start being the bully franchise instead of getting bullied by everybody, getting talked about by everybody, being a laughing stock.
Facts.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. We definitely need to come out. That's why it's so key when you said about the first game of the season coming out and establishing your dominance offensively and defensively. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a season, and yeah, man, let's get it, man. And can't wait for training camp.
Oh yeah. Yes, we will be at I meant to get back to that too. Yes, we will be at training camp. I believe Mr. Johnny had asked about that. And we'll be at training camp. I know I'm not sure about what days yet, but I believe everybody's just trying to get to training camp, especially this season. Dixon Way, Larry, you said you're getting down there too, right?
Yeah. Me and the wife and my little one will be there on multiple days. We don't know what days yet. They haven't released the days. So then once we get that, then we can get our tickets and stuff like that. So the tickets are free. You just have to get them.
Yeah, you got to get them.
You know, so you just can't walk up without one. So that's a little minor. They're just trying to keep track of how many people they actually got out there instead of guesstimating.
Right.
That type of thing. So yeah.
Can't wait for training camp. I know we're gonna definitely be out there. I believe Birdo supposed to fly down as well. And we're gonna still figure out what day we're gonna all go, and we're gonna make sure we get out there, be out there amongst the Falcon faithful, man, supporting our boys in this training camp because it's gonna be lit. I believe it's gonna be better than it was last year. I was so jealous last year I ain't go.
It was crazy.
Man, we had a blast.
I was seeing all the videos.
I missed Larry. He was there. He was at the top of the hill. I was at the bottom of the hill. Didn't get a chance to see him.
That just let you know how lit it was, because y'all in the same area, but just two different locations, and just so many people there, man. So much going on. I can't wait for it, man. Everybody make sure y'all show up, man. Let's support. Let's fellowship, man. Hey, it's all about the logo, baby. For real.
100.
Yes, sir.
Well, guys, man, again, this has been a wonderful live. We got up to 127 people at one point watching this live. So that's pretty darn good in the afternoon on a Friday when you can be anywhere else in the world, but you decide to come here and show us love. And this all because of you, and we are definitely appreciate it. I'm pretty sure I can speak for Larry and Smitty when I say that. So thank you guys for tuning in. We definitely will be back sooner rather than later with sports content. I'm pretty sure, Larry, you got something going on in a minute, don't you?
Oh, we always got something going on.
Yeah, the people,
Yeah,
man.
uh, yeah. Appreciate you guys having us on, man. My name's Larry, one half of the Dixon Way. My beautiful wife Sean is the other half. You see the shorts, see all the graphics, everything. She put those things together. I just talk too much.
Beautiful job.
Yeah. What we do is live commentary for all your favorite sports things. You see them behind me. You see the hats.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? So the Braves, the Hawks, the Falcons, the Bulldogs, even my wife Gators.
yeah, I see a gate over your head, man.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's the house was divided. You know what I'm saying? Placard in the back. So yeah, you know how we go with it. Abraham in the middle. But yeah, and we try to provide you guys with live commentary. All our favorite sports teams. If you guys want to get a different experience during the game, then come check us out. We got the Braves going on right now. We heavy into the Braves season right now. So we got the Braves versus the Padres today. And yeah, the Braves season going on. Bats aren't as hot as it was last year, but we still winning. So hey, that bodes well because when the hots heat up, everybody in trouble. So yeah, man, just you guys want to figure out some kind of way if you had Xfinity, Comcast, and they mess you up, and come on over and we'll commentate the game for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Be informative and interactive. That's what we try to do over there on the.
Yeah, you still forgot something. I got to keep telling you.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't like to promote our like partnerships and stuff like that on other people's streams. You know what I'm saying? Because
hey, man,
it's all love with us.
we
Man.
ain't tripping at all, brother. We never
We
have.
don't care.
we're also partner up with Fanatics. And basically, if you want to, support the channel while looking good doing it, say you want you a Bijan, if you want to get that new Michael Penix #9, then go over there, shoot to our channel, and we got the QR code up. Or on every stream, we also have a link to our affiliates. So you go there, get the fit, it directly supports the channel while looking good at it. So yeah, guys, if you guys want to, or you're thinking about getting that new jersey before you go out to training camp and stuff like that, or get that new fitted, then yeah, just go check them out. And it don't have to be just Falcon stuff. You can be the Braves, you know what I'm saying? All apparel. It don't even have to be our teams. I know you see some Saint fans out there, in the chat and like that. It's like, hey, you can go get you some Saint stuff. I wouldn't, but you can. And you can use that link. And and go get fitted up. You feel me?
Oh man.
But yeah, thank you guys for
you out
having
of
us
control.
on. You guys are awesome.
But you know where to find me, man. Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube, at FatBoySlim_21 on Twitter. And Tony, I agree. Big Low had a long line last year. He was charging $25 for autographs, $50 for photos.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, we should have a blast, man. But I got to get out of here, man. I will talk to y'all soon. And let's get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And as for me, man, you can find me on A1 Forever Sports on YouTube and on Twitter, A1 Forever. I really try to keep it the same on everything. TikTok, the real A1 Forever, Instagram, A1 Forever. And I just want everybody to make sure on this Friday they find their peace today. Positive energy always creates elevation. And that's how you find your peace. I want everyone who is watching this live, who has watched this live, and who will watch it to find your peace today. And that's some of the best advice I can possibly give you. Thank you guys for each and every one of you guys for watching this live. As my brother Berto would say if he was here, we're going to give you your Friday back. And until next time, peace and blessings to you guys, and we will holler.
A1. Yeah, truly. Cooler and I'm flyer too. Jam.